Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Oblivion. Well, last time, we found a very, very important item. Behold the majesty of the Necromancer's Amulet. Now, some people say this amulet is evil, and may possibly slowly corrupt your soul, etc, etc. But, I think those people are liars, and they're trying to steal this precious amulet from me. So, as a result of that, we can't actually go back to the Mages Guild anymore, because they might steal my new best friend from me. So, as a result of that, we're back in the Imperial City. Because, yes indeed, approximately a year ago, someone came up to me and said, hey, come to my house, it's bloody important, and it would appear to be something to do with the Order of Virtuous Blood, and I feel like this involves me. Because that blatantly involves vampires in some capacity. And I am a vampire, so either they're vampires who want me to join their club, in which case, great, or they're vampire hunters, in which case, this might get, awkward. Very, very fast indeed. Okay, here we go. So, back alley of the Temple District. Gonna be honest, this definitely feels, yes, not one of the nicest houses. That'll be the ones that actually look on the temple itself. We are, yes, a little bit in the back streets here. Let's check in with Seridur, because, okay, awkward question, I'll admit, but, are we pro or anti-vampire in this house?
It's an honor to finally meet you. When I heard you were in town, I just had to send for your help. Your reputation precedes you. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I am Seridur.
Okay, so once again, is that my reputation as a vampire, which is kind of supposed to be secret, but also not really, because my eyes are blatantly the vampire colour. Also, a fair few people do seem to be aware that the Count of Skingrad is a vampire, and no one seems to mind too much about any of that. Or alternatively, do you mean my reputation as a vampire hunter?
Sorry to send Gillen's wife to get you in that manner, but it seems safer if we weren't seen on the streets right now. If you'll come with me.
Oh, I'm really worried I'm being led into a trap right now. Like, if they know I'm a vampire, and they're vampire hunters, they might be leading me right into their vampire murder basement. Okay, before we go down into his vampire murder basement, which, yes, could be interpreted in more than one way, I've broken into his upstairs because, Darkest Darkness. Okay, this feels like the sort of book a vampire would read. Okay, not vampirism specifically, but tied to Daedra. Possibly Daedra worship. So, okay, this guy could potentially be into some, slightly dodgy stuff. I mean, I say dodgy. He likes Daedra, I like Daedra. We can just be Daedra friends. Oh, there are more people down in the basement, and I don't like this, and, oh, we are definitely either vampires or vampire hunters, and seriously, I would like to know which one it is.
Welcome. You're now in the sanctuary of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. Few outside our circle have ever set foot in our hallowed hall. We are, for lack of a better word, defenders. We guard the city from an infestation that plagues it. We are vampire hunters. I'm sure you are familiar with these despicable beings, feeding on the innocent as if they were cattle. Well, this group was formed to combat them. Alas, we are but 3 old men, not able to match the fighting prowess of a vampire. We lack the strength to defeat them in battle.
Okay, so, yes, this is slightly awkward. Maybe I shouldn't tell them, but also, I'm not sure whether this check means I'm asking about vampires, or just letting them know, hey, actually, fun fact, might just be one.
Our goal is to root out the vampires that live in our fair city. So far, we've been unsuccessful finding one, until now. It's come to the Order's attention that Temple District resident Roland Jenseric is a vampire, and has already claimed one victim. That's where you come in. We want you to slay this vampire, and cleanse the city of his filth before he can feed or kill again.
Okay, I think we don't need to worry too much about these guys murdering me, because if they've been running this society for however long, and they've never actually fought a vampire, and they've only just identified their very first one, they're not very good at it.
A few nights ago, I was roaming the city as I often do, looking for any signs of a vampire. As I headed past Roland's house, I heard a cry. I rushed into the back garden to find Roland struggling with a woman he'd been courting. I tried to intervene, but he was too strong. He threw his lover to the ground and turned his attention on me. Luckily, I managed to run back into the street and escape his grasp. I hid for a while and then returned to the garden. Roland was gone, and the woman was dead. She had 2 puncture marks on the nape of her neck. That's when I realized he was a vampire. The Order needs you to track him and destroy him.
Okay, so in other words, you didn't actually see him do anything that's consistent with a vampire. At some point, she got bitten. Okay, so Roland didn't do it. There's another vampire somewhere around that might be setting all this up, though. Ooh, maybe the vampire turned the woman, and the woman was trying to bite Roland, and he was fighting her off, and she had the puncture wounds because she herself had been turned into a vampire by... Wait, hang on. Do vampires in Elder Scrolls play by the same rules as vampire and other literature, where there's got to be the whole biting and counter-biting thing? Because I'm not sure we actually do, given you can just become a vampire by, like, catching vampire flu and not taking any paracetamol for 3 days. So, okay, I may or may not be onto something there.
I would start by searching his home. He hasn't been there for days, so it should be safe. Return to us here if you have questions. We meet at night.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a crime scene to investigate. I love it.
It's said that the bite of a vampire has the chance of infecting the victim. If this occurs, they'll become a vampire in a few days. Be cautious.
Okay, that backs up my theory. I'm guessing the reason Roland and that woman were struggling was because, yes indeed, she herself had just become a vampire, having been bitten 3 days earlier, so... if we could find her corpse, maybe we could verify that. Okay, so they said a garden. This guy's house doesn't have a garden, so they must mean, yeah, this tiny bit of land dotted around here. So unfortunately, yes, the body is not present. May well have been removed by the town guard, possibly about a year or so ago, when the murder took place. And they did say, yes, the house has been empty for a while, so should be able to just crack on in. City Guard won't approve. This is, you know, unofficial investigation, so do need to be a bit careful not to be spotted. And now we need to find clues as to where he might be, so... okay, where armor made it the best defense? Possible he shopped there. Might want to go and speak to... what's her name? Rosamund, whoever it is that runs that shop. Oh, I'll tell you what, though. I like this guy's house. He's converted his basement into a bar, and he's serving the good stuff, the $3.99. Oh, and not just wine. Skooma. Okay, this guy was running, like, I don't know, a presumably illegal underground bar that also sold drugs as well as booze. Okay, that's interesting. I mean... in some ways, you probably wouldn't want to be a skooma dealer if you're a vampire, because you wouldn't want to, you know, draw the attention of the local city police. But on the other hand, invite people to your secret underground speakeasy, give them good wine, bit of skooma, that might incapacitate them, then you can drink their blood. Okay, I see what he was doing here. And more crucially, missed this on my first pass through, Relfina. A love letter. That'll be the woman who, yes, the guys over in the Order of the Virtuous Blood saw him assaulting. Okay, blah blah blah, I love you so much, but how I wish I could have taken the journey with you. I understand these are dangerous times, I would only slow you down. When you return, perhaps we should get away from the chaos of the Imperial City. Let's go back to that cabin in the woods. The one where you said we would always be safe from the world. The one where you took me in your arms and sang songs of moonlight and happiness. The one where you said, I love you. Hurry, my love, Relfina. So, okay. He's gone on a journey. We don't know where to, but talk of a cabin in the woods. Oh, and conveniently, apparently I've already walked straight past it. I just forgot about it because it must have been, yeah, the very first time I walked up the road to Cheydinhall. So, here we go right here just off the road. But the time is 7:50. Is that officially daytime? I'm going to wait 1 hour just to make sure that, yes, as he's a vampire, he should presumably be sleeping during the day. Oh, this is highly embarrassing. I just became a vampire myself. Like, a proper vampire. Meaning, okay, so to confirm, it's definitely day, because I'm now just taking damage. Though, I mean, on the plus side, I can now vampire seduce this individual to verify whether or not they're a vampire, so... Okay, I really feel like I should be changing sides on this one. Like, if he's willing to talk, I am willing to change sides, and we can take out the bloody stupid order of the Virtuous Blood together. Hello there, are you a vampire? Because I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't actually mind if you were.
Go away. I know what you're here for. Just leave me alone.
Okay, so step one, let's just, break the ice by telling him some jokes. Okay, now we're friends, let's talk about this whole vampirism thing, because seriously, I don't actually mind if you are one.
Vampires? Why would you ask me about those filthy creatures?
I don't know. I kind of assumed that you knew why I was here, given you did yell at me, stay away, etc, etc. So I kind of thought you knew I was here to kill you.
That bastard! Seridor dares accuse me of being a vampire? Me? Ha! He's the one who is the vampire.
Okay, that's possible I suppose, but I've got no reason to believe one of you over the other, especially as... hang on, no. He didn't have, like, red vampire eyes, except... Ooh. Is that true even at base level 1 vampirism? Or does that only kick in when you're like, a level 2 vampire and above? I'm not actually sure, but okay, let's hear your version of the story.
Ralphina was the love of my life. For the first time I had a positive outlook. Then I saw Seridor looking at her with those coveting eyes. When she started taking walks in the garden at night, I became suspicious. I didn't want to lose her. I should have trusted her. Oh, Ralphina.
Okay, what happened on the night where she died?
Yes, I must let someone else know. That night, I decided to follow Ralphina. I wanted to see where she went on her walks. When she stopped in the garden and Seridor stepped out of the shadows, my heart sank. Then suddenly he was upon her. She seemed entranced as he wrapped his arms around her and sank his teeth into her neck. I burst from my hiding place and attacked Seridor. He became startled for a moment and tossed Ralphina aside. She fell to the ground, and I heard a sickening crack as her head struck a stone. I was no equal to Seridor. He knocked me down in one quick movement. As I lost consciousness, I saw him laugh and then run away. Now I know why he didn't finish me that night. He wanted to cast suspicions on me instead.
Okay, so Seridor uses that whole vampire's charm thing, which is how he got your girlfriend on board, and then he was just going to feed on her. Presumably do it, and then just, let her live, and use her as a sort of renewable food source, if you will. You interrupted them, as a result, yeah, she kind of died by accident, I suppose, but okay, why not, tell the town guard it's your word against his?
I panicked. By the time I awoke, her body was gone. I knew Seridor was a respected member of the community. They'd never believe he was a vampire. I retreated here to the cabin to collect my thoughts.
Okay. Problem is, as I say, I've got no reason to trust his story over Seridor's.
I suppose you must decide what to do. Are you going to kill me?
I mean, I wasn't planning to. I was kind of planning to join you, but now I'm disappointed to learn you're not a vampire. In fact, hang on. Okay, so had you been a vampire, I was planning to not kill you, but, you aren't a vampire, and those guys are. So, I mean, if I want to sort this out in, the most vampire-y way possible, I ought to kill you right now to maybe get in with the Order of Virtuous Blood, except they won't necessarily, believe I'm a vampire and want to join them. They might just think I'm a convenient patsy who took care of Roland for them. So, okay, I'm not going to kill you yet.
You may want to speak to Phintius at the first edition bookshop in the market district of the city. I know he goes there occasionally. I doubt that he's told Gillen and Greythroat anything, but you could always try.
So, okay, the bookstore. Possibly that guy might know something incriminating we can use to expose Serador. Okay, admittedly I'm tying myself up a bit in knots as to whose side I'm on in this mission, but yes. So, the guy who we thought was a vampire, but turns out to not be a vampire, who I'm now following up the leads of, I kinda need to, yes, feed on him, because I need blood to go outside, otherwise I die, because I actually am a vampire, so, no, seriously, whose side am I supposed to be on in this? Okay, I appreciate it is currently 2 AM, and also, I've just broken into your shop and your bedroom, but, I do need to have a quick chat with you about, yes, one of your customers, who may be a vampire.
Serador? He comes in from time to time. Usually it's when he's out shopping. He always comes in with a large amount of travel food in his bag. Then sometimes he buys a few books. I asked him once about it, and he said that he goes out of the city on business trips. I think I overheard him once mention Memorial Cave to another patron of mine, but he never talked to me about it directly.
Oh, hang on. I think we just found a hole in Roland's story. He said to me that Serador's the vampire, and the thing about vampires is they can't go out during the day. But if Serador's going to bookstores, i.e. during business hours, that's during the day. Oh, flip me, hang on, it might be Roland after all. Okay, either way, we're gonna go check out Memorial Cave, but we're not gonna go killing anyone just yet, because I don't know who is or isn't the vampire. And also, when I do know who is or isn't the vampire, I don't know whether that means I'm on their side or not. Ah, yes, Memorial Cave, I remember this one. It's right on the beach down by the lake that surrounds the Imperial City. Though I can't remember what was in there the last time we went in, but we've definitely been there previously. I've entered Memorial Cave, it's now being used as a vampire den. Need to see if I can find Serador and put a stop to his charade. I'm increasingly suspicious I'm going to find Roland instead, given, yes, Serador, if he's doing business in the market during daylight hours, that doesn't make sense. That's not compatible with being a vampire. In fact, you know what? I'm not going into that cave, not just yet. I'm going back to the city. Right, into Serador's house. We've got you right here. You're just the bodyguard. You're not one of the 3 who's in the order. Downstairs, I'm still welcome here. So, okay. His friends are here, but he's not.
A cabin is an unusual hideout for a vampire. They prefer dank caves and the like. Much darker, and no need to block out windows.
Okay, so he's just provided a bit of circumstantial evidence, but still suggesting Roland's hiding place didn't make a huge amount of sense. And, yes, where's Serador gone?
Oh, I believe he left a message with Greythroat. Something about not being here for a few days?
Okay, this is slightly suspicious, but if you're incriminating him, that might suggest you guys aren't vampires. Serador might be a vampire. You might just be his friend. But then again, okay. I understand how being a vampire hunter might make good cover for being a vampire, but why include 2 individuals who actually are vampire hunters in the organisation? That's just asking for trouble. Okay, in we go. Activate scouting magic and... yes, I remember this place. The coffin, the zombie on a string. Yes, this all rings a bell. And we've not just got vampires here. We've got ghost lichers. So, alright. Put some lovely shock damage on you. Send in the Storm Atronite. You should do, yes, very well against the undead. Let's just get over to here. Put some, oh yeah, that's the flippin' stuff. Right there. Flipping, I love it. The shock damage should be doing excellent work against you, buddy. Oh yeah, that is going beautifully. Still, I will say, I appreciate them bringing a giant number of, yes, summons with them, because that's just a free souls. Okay, thanks to Fire Mace, the rest of the vampires go down nice and easy, so I see only one person up ahead. It's time to figure out who was telling me the truth, because I can't help but notice that, Okay, I'm pretty sure that's Ceridor right there. That's his hairstyle. So that is unfortunate in many ways. In which case, how did he go book shopping? I mean, I guess most shops in this game do stay open until 9 PM. And nighttime, as far as vampires are concerned, begins at 8 PM. So, okay, I should have asked further questions about what time he did his shopping. Also, can we talk to each other? Or are we just going to, be fighting to the death at this point? So, hello there, Ceridor. And...
Did you really think that I'm surprised to see you here? I let you find me. What better place to get rid of you than all the way out here? No messy bodies left behind, no evidence. I was sloppy last time with Roland's lover, and I won't make the same mistake twice. After I'm through with you, I'll find Roland and finish what I started. I knew hiring you was a mistake, but I had to keep up appearances. The damned Order insisted we get you into the picture. I think after I'm done with Roland, Gillen and Greythroat will have to be dealt with. Quite a list of things to do, wouldn't you say? Well, enough of my monologue. Time to feed.
Okay, hang on. Hang the cock on here. So, basically, you only hired me because your two colleagues, who clearly therefore aren't vampires, insisted upon it, which does just raise the question, once again, why did you bother bringing two genuine vampire hunters into your fake vampire hunting order that you only set up in order to be cover for you being a vampire? Hanging around with two vampire hunters who clearly do know a fair few things about how to spot a vampire, that's just asking for trouble. Sooner or later, they're going to notice that you don't go outside during the bloody day, mates. Okay, forget it, let's just crack out a little friend right here to help me out, and you know what, screw you. I think I can... Never mind, he might be able to beat me one-on-one. Let's just get out of here for the time being. My summon is helping me out. I don't know what he's... Oh, he's got healing. He's got flipping healing. Stay out the way, we're doing okay for now. Sadly, no black soul gem, so we cannot harvest his soul, but Daedric short sword. Meanwhile... Yes, let's check the rest of your things, see if we've got any evidence on you. None whatsoever, but some money, so that's nice. I've no idea how we're going to prove any of this, like Roland's innocence or just that this guy was a vampire full stop to his friends, because if you've been in a vampire hunting order with somebody for like years and you didn't notice they were a vampire that entire time, I feel like you're not going to suddenly come around now. Okay, so if somehow this was Roland's evil master plan all along, this will be the moment where he breaks out the evil laughter.
He's dead? Oh, thank goodness. I feared I'd never be able to leave here, or worse, that he would come for me. I can finally return home. The ironic thing is that I think the Order of the Virtuous Blood should continue its work. Perhaps I'll speak to the others. Yes, I think that the Order will live on. Give me time to make arrangements and meet me in Ceridor's basement.
Okay, I feel like this is a bad idea, because the other two lads in the Order, they think you're a vampire, and they're vampire killers who just commissioned me to kill a vampire, so they might be hopeless, but then you might be hopeless too, so I feel like you're going to die, Roland. Okay, back down to the basement. I will admit I do enjoy the banners, those are pretty cool, so... Okay, I'm guessing you guys are feeling pretty bloody embarrassed right now.
Please forgive my ignorance. Had we known about Ceridor, we'd never have put you in harm's way.
If only there'd been some way you could have verified whether any of you were vampires. Like, say, standing outside during the day at any point over the last decades.
It's so good to see you again. I've spent a good deal of time speaking with Gillen and Greythroat. They agree that the Order should live on. Not only that, but we'd like to make you an honorary member. If you're ever in need of our services, we'd be happy to provide them for you. In addition, we'd like to reward you with this enchanted ring. Use it well in the fight.
Okay. When you say I can call upon you, have I just accidentally stumbled across yet another bloody sort of mini-guild where I can recruit new followers to add to the Knights and the Assassins? Now I can just bring along the world's worst of vampire hunters?
Since you're an honorary member of the Order, if you bring back proof you've slain a vampire, we'd be glad to compensate you. bring back the vampire dust from their remains. That should be proof enough.
Aha! That's probably what he means. He's not going to come out with me, but he's willing to pay me for vampire work. So if I do that, vampire dust goes into 250 gold. Not bad at all. In fact, is that 250 a go? Because if so, that's not a bad money maker. Oh yeah, that was like 2,000 gold off one small cave, so okay, remember this guy's here. Vampire hunting just got lucrative. Okay, moving on from my confusion as to whether I am pro or anti-vampire, back to the waterfront, because, okay, I don't trust any of you, not in the bloody slightest, but I have noticed certain people mentioning on more than one occasion that I ought to, yes, rent a room in the Bloated Float Bar and Inn, because apparently it's just going to be a lovely, relaxing experience for me, which I'm really going to enjoy, meaning I'm assuming I'm going to be kidnapped or something. Not 100% sure, like, by who, given I would normally assume that would be the Dark Brotherhood doing that, and I kind of run those guys, so, okay, fine, why not?
There's a room, all right, and a fine room it is. Yours for the night for only 10 gold.
Okay, 10 gold, bargain.
A wise choice indeed. You've never had a night's rest like this, I assure you. The room is down below deck. It's the door on the left.
Oh, they're cannibals. Okay, that was slightly ominous. Right there, he may as well have said, oh yes, renting this room is a decision you won't live to regret. Okay, so down below deck, we've got ourselves a storage room that needs a key. So, right, that's going to be where they chop up the bodies that they kidnap, because this is blatantly a cannibal chop boat. Then we've got one basic bed and one private room. Door is sealed, can't be opened. Okay, so something suspicious is going on hidden in this boat. And I'm saying cannibal chop shop. Okay, I'm going to wake up in one of those sealed rooms and we're going to have to fight our way past the cannibals. Okay, have a quick nap and prepare for the bloody worst, okay? Because seriously, something's about to go very wrong. I'm awakened to find the bloated floater somehow been put to sea with myself on board. Need to find the owner and discover what's happened. Right, I was not on the right track there. It turns out it's not me that's being kidnapped. It's the entire bloody boat. I'm just along for the bloody rides. Right, activate some scouting. We've got multiple people. Probably one in the hallway, one in that private room on the far sides. Right, bow out. And you're not attacking me. Hello there. How about we have a lovely chat and I put my bow away as a gesture of good faith?
Hey, who in Oblivion are you? You don't look like one of the Blackwater Brigands.
Okay, so Blackwater Brigands. I'm guessing you're the guys who just pirated this entire hotel. So, yes, I'm just a passenger. Don't mind me. Didn't mean to get mixed up in this. My mistake.
What? I was told there are only 2 others on board. I locked the bouncer in the storage room, and she has the owner. So that leaves you. Now I'll ask again. Who are you?
No, seriously, I'm a passenger. But apparently I can't, say that because for some reason you won't believe that the person who just came out of a guest room is a guest in the boat that's a hotel where you can hire rooms. It's kind of part of the... Okay, it's all going to be fine. Do not tell him you're from the City Watch. Okay, that's going to go very badly because these guys are the Blackwater Bandits. Instead, let's see if we can get away with this. Yes! I'm a member of your gang. Don't you remember me? It's me, Stabbing Steve. I'm very good with knives, you may recall.
There's no one else in our group except the 4 of us. The Blackwater Brigands don't just take on new members out of the clear blue sky. When we formed the Brigands 3 months ago, I was told no more than a 4-way split on all the profits. So stop telling lies and tell me what you're doing here.
I'm honestly very surprised that this guy has not, actually attacked me as yet, given he appears to be under the impression I've lied to him twice in a row, which I haven't. I've lied to him once, but only because I literally had no alternative, so, okay, as you're not going to believe who I am, and you're also not going to believe lies, I guess I'm just not going to say, buddy.
Then perhaps my sword can find the words that your mouth cannot.
Okay, we're going to be fighting anyway, got it. So, okay, that's fine, buddy. Pretty sure we've got this, just, oh dear. Okay, one-on-one, this is John. Oh, never mind, I think we're fine. I was about to say put on the reflect damage gear, but I think we're under control, actually. My mace is doing very, very good work here. There we flipping go. Right, that's you nice and dead. So, I've killed him. Blackwater Brigands, they've hijacked the boat, and he's locked the bouncer in the storage room. And somebody else got the captain elsewhere, though, don't know if captain's the right term. Like, this boat clearly wasn't supposed to be put out to sea. It was retired and turned into, like, you know, a harbourside pub. So, I feel like, you know, captain's not the right word anymore. Still, here's the key and instructions. Okay. This feels like a talkie mission to me. In which case, read everything. Make your way to the bottom deck, secure the rooms there. Make sure you don't disturb Minx. She's to be left alone to do her assignment. Remember, after the ship is scuttled, we'll meet back in Braville in 3 days. Make sure you destroy this note after you memorize it. Okay, remember these details. Don't disturb Minx, she's doing something. This group was, yes, put together 3 odd months ago. No more than 4 members because no more than a 4-way split. And they go into Braville in 3 days. Though, okay. He wasn't 100% sure whether I might potentially be a crew member. If this team's been put together just to do this job, is it possible that others might believe I'm this guy? I could potentially pose as Lynch. So, okay. Remember all that, go in here, and you, buddy, should be the bouncer.
Thank you for freeing me. I'm Grumman Grommaran, the bloated float's bouncer and helmsman. I've been locked in that storage room for hours. I don't know exactly what's going on, but not long ago, a gang of thieves calling themselves the Blackwater Brigands stormed the ship. They took myself and Ormil, the float's owner, hostage and put the ship to sea. I have no idea what they're after. If you can get me safely to the top deck, I can steer the float home. But I'm not budging until the coast is clear. I'm used to dealing with drunken louts, not a gang of well-armed thieves.
Okay, so we can get home, but all the brigands need to die first. So, he's staying down here. We've also got this room. In theory, Minx could be in there. Scouting can't see anything, but that might be a different load zone, so therefore it wouldn't see anything. Up to the tavern deck we go. Remember all the information we've just been told. So, okay, you possibly may be Minx, I'm not sure. Hello there, I'm Lynch, possibly.
Oh, there. Where do you think you're going? Celine's not going to like this one bit. I wasn't to be disturbed.
Okay, so you there, you're going to be Minx, aren't you? And I was so proud of myself there for a second, but it does actually say Minx on screen right now. So, okay, didn't really need to deduce that one there, John. And yes, Lynch sent me up, but should I say that? Because Lynch had instructions not to disturb Minx. But then again, maybe he's just really bad at his job. For the time being, she's not attacking me. She seems to maybe accept I'm part of the crew, so let's use Lynch's name and see where that takes us.
Lynch set you up here? Why? Did he send you to talk to Celine?
And, yes, I'm to assist her. No, he sent me to help you. No, he didn't do that because you're doing this on your own. So yes, I'm assisting Celine.
What does she need assistance with? She has Ormil under her own watchful eye in his cabin. Something isn't right here. What happened to Lynch?
And, yes, he's a bit on the dead side, but thank you for the potentially useful information about your boss's name, where she is, what she's doing, etc., etc.
You? You bested Lynch? I always knew he was out of practice. Oh, well, I suppose it's up to me to do his job for him as usual.
So, okay, straight over to fighting, and boom, and oh dear. Okay, everything's fine. You might be a bit tougher than Lynch is. Don't know, just shield up. Get that fire damage. Okay, you're doing a little bit of damage here. You know what? I'm calling it reinforcements, and never mind, I'm not calling it never mind, I am calling it reinforcements. It's just everything's a bit on the... There we go. You can just beat her up for me. That'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so check her body, and no note on this occasion, just the top deck key. So, okay, we've got what we need, well, hopefully anyway. Then we've got, yes, Ormill's cabin up there, and bloated float at sea needs a key. So, okay, for the time being, oh, you came up then. I'm gonna be honest, they're not all dead. Like, there's one called... Please stop spinning down there, it's making me a bit dizzy. Yes, there's like one called Celine, and she's not dead yet. Still out onto the top deck, and... okay, we are definitely out at sea, can confirm. Right, check out the remaining doors. Ormill's cabin, don't have the key for that, so... I'm guessing Celine is going to be, yes, at the rear of the ship over here somewhere. Unless, of course... Never mind, there's someone here called Wrath. Sorry, wasn't expecting you, actually.
Ah, what are you doing up here? They find the Golden Galleon yet?
Okay, apparently nobody knows what the rest of the crew looks like. So, yes, I'm awaiting orders, Wrath. I'm afraid I've got no idea, buddy.
Orders? Celine didn't tell me about this, and I don't remember her taking on someone else to help us find the Golden Galleon. When did all this happen?
And, 3 days ago, yesterday. No, 3 days was mentioned, no, hang on, 3 days in the future was mentioned. I'm going to say 3 days ago.
Damn that woman. She promised a 4-part split when we recovered the Golden Galleon. She never said anything about splitting it 5 ways. She said when we got back to the safe house in Breville, we would divide the loot after she fenced the damn thing. Do Lynch and Minx know about this?
And unfortunately not, because they're dead. So, okay, apparently my character's just having a lovely day, wandering around this boat, tricking very stupid thieves, and then saying, by the way, I just killed all your friends. So, okay. The Golden Galleon. I'm guessing that would be, yes, a sunk ship at some point. They've stolen this boat to get out on the water to locate an old shipwreck, which presumably was carrying, well, gold, one might reasonably guess.
Well, since they're out of the way, if I kill you, that means Celine and I split the take 2 ways. This heist is getting better and better.
You know what, Raph? I like the way you think, but you're not going to enjoy my lovely, lovely summon! There we go, because it turns out I can summon, you know, lightning demons from a hell and whatnot. So this is not going to end very well for you. And just, yep, he's very determined to attack me, not the Storm Atronak, and down he goes. Lovely. So, okay. A large Nord named Wrath, he was guarding the wheel, meaning now we can get ourselves home. Grab the remaining key, grab the gold, and on top of that, if we are very lucky, I may not be able to jump overboard. Can we get Wrath overboard, though? No, best as I can tell not. Dear oh flipping dear. Right, you buddy, get to the wheel because, actually, we don't need to confront Celine at all. If you get to the wheel, you just get us back to the Imperial City, let the guards handle it. In theory, I could just basically peace out at this point because we've regained control of the ship. Oh gosh darn it, the doorman is apparently, yes, very loyal to Ormill. He's not going anywhere till the owner's secure. Okay, in we go. Remember every bit of information that we've been told, even though apparently I've already forgotten some of it. So, here we go.
How'd you get in here?
And shut up and release Ormill. No, don't just yell at her. I took the key from Wrath, even though... Wait, you're literally running the heist. You put the team together. You definitely know I'm not on the team.
Roth? I told him to guard the wheel and not talk to anybody. Who are you?
And, ship's cook. I'm here to join the gang. Yes, I'm going to try and join the gang. Why not?
We made a solemn pact not to let anyone else join the gang. I can remember it clearly, even though it was...
And 4 months ago... No, 3 months ago.
What? Can no one in this gang keep things secret? I suppose you think you know why you've taken over the bloated float as well.
Yes, something to do with the Golden Galleon.
How did you know about that? No matter. Once I've taken care of you, we'll scuttle the ship and be off to our safe house. No one will find us there.
Oh, by any chance do you mean your safe house in Braville?
Again you have surprised me with your knowledge of our operation. I suspect Lynch didn't check all the inn rooms before we departed. You must have been hiding down there and made your way up here. How did you get past Minx, Roth and Lynch?
Gonna be honest, I did just kind of mace all of them in the face until they stopped moving.
Impossible. You defeated the three of them alone? I'm humbled by your skill, and fear that assaulting you would lead to my own quick demise. Please accept my surrender. Here's my blade. Please, no treasure is worth my life. The bloated float is yours.
Okay, got ourselves the Blackwater Blade, and this woman surrendered. Lovely. Although, would you mind taking it back? You've actually just over-encumbered me. And that's over-encumbered while wearing Lydia, so, oh dear, that's a bit of a problem, actually. Okay, Blackwater Blade, that leads to fatigue absorption. Okay, I really need to nip home and dump some of this in my mansion in Anvil, because I am very over capacity right now. Thankfully, a quick sandwich will see me right. Brilliant. Right, that's got me moving. I'll also be robbing the ship while I'm passing by. Captain, you're very welcome.
Thank goodness you arrived when you did. I feared that I'd be thrown to the slaughterfish.
Okay, but just out of interest, while we're out here, could we maybe get the Golden Galleon for ourselves?
If you get Selena safely locked up, I can tell you all I know. I won't feel safe until you do that.
I'm gonna be honest, she's kind of already surrendered, but...
I'm your prisoner.
Okay. She's my prisoner. What do you want me to do precisely, Ormel? Right, you with me. I'm guessing that's gonna be what that last room downstairs is for. And there we go. Private room, locked up. Beautiful.
I'm afraid all of this was my fault. They hijacked the bloated float because of me. Business has been waning of late, so I invented a story. I fashioned a tale about a golden galleon that the previous owner hid within this very vessel. It was to be a statuette made completely of gold. At the time, the idea was quite clever, I thought. I figured the lore would draw more curiosity seekers and adventurers looking for the treasure. What could the harm be if, while they were here, they bought a drink or two? My business has increased quite a bit since I leaked the story. Well, obviously, I was mistaken. It was a terrible idea. I'm just glad that no innocents were hurt. I wouldn't want to have their blood on my hands. Anyway, sorry to ramble. You better get below now and rest until we arrive safely at the Imperial City docks.
Okay, so sadly, there is no treasure. It was just a marketing gimmick. Lovely. And after one quick nap, we are straight back to the Imperial City. Lovely. Although, very convenient coincidence. I went back to being over-encumbered, but then I became a vampire, giving me, well, that's just bloody meant to be.
You're awake. Good. I didn't want to disturb you. I suppose you're wondering what I did with Celine. The authorities at the Imperial City took her off the ship as soon as we docked. I was also informed that there was a reward for her capture. Here you go. Don't spend it all in one place. Unless it's here, of course.
Okay, so that is a pathetically small reward, but fine, I suppose. Okay, slight issue though. It's now daytime, meaning I can't fast travel back to Anvil to sort out my inventory problems because I can't fast travel while I'm taking damage because it's the daytime and... Okay, you know what? Being a vampire has, in a way, been fun. Alright, there have been good bits about it. In particular, it was very useful when I was doing the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild. Being a vampire suits those very well. But now I don't do Thieves or Assassin's Guild stuff anymore. Now I've been moved into middle management, and I'm going to be honest, the whole, yes, taking damage when outside thing is starting to become more annoying than it's worth. So, following evening, I can now fast travel. That gets me back to Anvil, meaning I can start dumping various things I do not need. So, absorb fatigue. No, most definitely not. Also, that does remind me, someone did mention down in the comments... Okay, I cannot for the life of me figure out precisely how endurance works, because some people have been saying to me, John, endurance doesn't apply retroactively, you've just got to have endurance early, because that affects how much health you gain each level up, but, yes, did just test putting on the very sexy helmet that Morin gave me, and it definitely is giving me an extra 20 hit points, which for me is like, you know, an extra 10% of my health bar. So you know what, just for a bit, we're going to wear this rather awesome thing. Okay, now that's done, go and find someone to, you know, have a quick drink from. And now the weird bloom effect is gone, but okay, yes indeed, I think at this point I can just do so much with fortification and fortification potions. I just don't need to be a vampire anymore. It's just causing me more busy work than it's worth. So, okay. It's time to investigate the cure. So, just a crack into Castle Skingrad and... seriously. This guy has got style. Alright, this guy knows how to be a bloody vampire. But he also knows, well, he knows something about the cure, or at least that's what Ramin has said to me.
I understand you're looking for a cure for vampirism. This is fortunate, as I also seek the cure.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I assumed you wouldn't want to, because you seem to be doing very well as a vampire. You have integrated it into your life really bloody well, buddy.
I wish to tell you a story, so that you might understand why I would trust you with my secrets. Would you hear it?
Oh, go on then, why not?
More than 50 years ago, my wife Rona and I were both turned into vampires. While I came to embrace the changes in myself, she did not. She hated what she had become and refused to feed to keep herself healthy. She eventually slipped into a coma from which she is not awoken. My trusted servants have cared for her all this time, but I wish for her to at last find peace. The cure is for her. I have researched what I can, but acquiring the cure is beyond my grasp. I cannot risk drawing too much attention to myself. So I would ask that you take up the search on my behalf. If you are successful, I will reward you in whatever small way I can. Will you aid me?
Okay, abso-flipping-lutely, buddy. So, yes, he wants to keep being a vampire, but he wants to help his wife finally find peace. So, okay, point me in the right direction. I will go and sort this out for you.
What little I have discovered points to the witches of Glenmoral. In the past, they have been capable of creating a cure. I have searched for these witches throughout Cyrodiil, but no coven still exists within its borders. There may be one left. I have unconfirmed reports of a woman seen near the Corbolo River who fits the description of these witches. Seek her out and learn whether she can help. She lives somewhere along the river, east of the Imperial City and south of Cheydinhall. If you are successful in finding a cure, report to my steward. You have my thanks.
Okay, so the Glenmoral Witches.
I know very little about them. They operate outside the bounds of normal society.
Okay, nothing particularly useful, but just, yes, key one here. Are they going to attack me on sight?
Unless directly crossed, I do not believe so. They've been known to help those in need in times past.
Okay, if we see them, weapons away. They are not hostile. So here we go. As he said, just south of Cheydinhall, though, that does remind me, actually. just round the corner, we've got Boethia's Shrine, and we couldn't do that before because we weren't level 20. One slight problem remains though. Boethia wants a Daedra heart, and I am not carrying one of those around, so okay, I'd say that's enough for now, but I know precisely what we're doing next time. We're going hunting for an Oblivion Gate, we are getting a heart, we are doing Boethia's mission, and then we are going straight on to curing vampirism, because basically at this point, I'm going to do literally anything that's not the Mages Guild mission, because those bastards might be planning to steal my precious amulet from me. So, next time, Daedric missions, witches, vampirism possibly being cured, we shall flipping see. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Oblivion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
We have got a gate key here, and then we have got a... I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out... Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.